All right. Hmm. Maybe that color is good. Maybe it is decent. Hmm. Was it like what shorts underneath that? I mean, that's a double top right there. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Hey, what's up, Knife Art? And yeah, something small. I think we're gonna probably see one last hoorah tomorrow. I think we see one last hoorah. We got that all that liquidity. I mean, the Bulls we didn't get a breakout from this liquidity right here. As you can see, we did not get a breakout from it. We had the Bulls push over. They came right back in. They tried it again and it got put right back in. So this could be a double top. I do expect for us to make a move down, but I think the target, the market objective, since we're so close to it, is around this 500 level. Potentially 500, 550, somewhere in this range. Somewhere in this range is where we'll probably see that rejection on the Nasdaq, because I think SPY is trying to get to 600 before it drops. When SPY gets to 600, that's when I'll probably be looking for shorts. I'll probably be looking for long-term shorts, because I believe next week, I mean, time flies by so fast. It felt like we were just anticipating the election results. We went through all the election result meltdown videos. They were entertaining for a while. And now next week, Trump is going to be inaugurated president. Time freaking flies, dude. Time flies. And the way that the market's looking, I mean, if we get a breakout from this range, then we could potentially retest 800. We get a breakout from this range. We'll probably see a rejection here because of all this untouched orders right here. We'll probably get a rejection. But if we can get above this, we can definitely see 800. And if we can get a close above this high, we will officially break out of the overall trend. Today, we officially broke out of the smaller trend. Right here. You see how the price was trending down? This smaller downtrend, we finally got a higher high. So we finally broke out. We could see a move back down. Actually, I'm going to be looking. So if we do see that move back down, I'm going to be looking for 140, 150 for a potential area for the bulls to come in, because right here is where we got our breakout. We got a breakout from that high right there. We got a breakout from that high. And as price makes its way back, this is where the bulls are going to have to prove that they want it. That's where they're going to have to prove it. And if we can see that bounce, then we can potentially see that. So we'll see what happens. We got OPEX on Friday, option expiration on Friday. So that's definitely going to be crazy. If I start to see some put flow, I'm going to be looking for shorts, and they're going to be long-term shorts. And I've already shared with you guys that I've been seeing them sneak in some 560s, 530s, 520s on SPY. They've been sneaking those in there gradually. And I can see the 60s. 68 to be exact. If you look at a SPY chart right here, this is the daily chart. You can see that there's a low right here that if we do see price come back down to it, we could potentially see buyers step up here. We got the 200 EMA coming into that area as well. So we do see a move down. I do believe that 560, 568, 565 will be that first stop. If we get a break below this, then yeah, 540s. But like I said, I saw some 530s and some 520s. That means that price could potentially come back into this area right here. So we'll see. Seems unlikely now, but who knows? Who knows how the market is going to react? Who knows? You seen watching poker? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just I really enjoy blackjack. I did think about actually start watching some poker, because honestly, I really don't know. I'm not familiar how to play poker. So I will look into it. Eventually, I feel that eventually I'm going to start playing some online blackjack. I think eventually I'm going to start doing it. Once I kind of understand how to play it, what to look for, because it's obvious that those shoes are rigged. It's obvious. I mean, there's no way that an NPC dealer is getting 20 and 21s consistently. And they be getting 5, 6, 7 21s. Dude, it's crazy. They consistently get low cards, and coincidentally, which is almost statistically impossible, those low cards usually add up to 20 to 21. So, Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably like 5, 10 years down the line, I'll still be Blackjack Anonymous. We're Blackjack playing Blackjack. Mm. All right, night part. You too, man. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Hold on, gambling is illegal in Texas. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I mean, Texas. I could have sworn that they was trying to make a Texas exchange down here, unless they don't consider trading stops. I mean, stops, stocks and options as gambling. But that's interesting. Yeah, I'll probably look at some poker too. But right now, my love right now is blackjack. Yeah, that's probably why I like it, Alfred. That's probably why. And for those that joined me last night, remember when I told you that you Profit was gonna probably pull some bullshit and not renew my swing accounts? Well, they pulled it, and they did not care. They did not care. They used the same excuse saying that they tried to charge my card, and actually let me just read y'all guys like the emails exactly what they said. They was like, dude, we're not gonna allow anybody else to trade those swing accounts, and they meant it. And because on top of that, they made it to where you couldn't manually pay it, that you have to be automatically paid, quote unquote. And I was like, dude, what fucking sense does that make? I can't manually pay it, but then you don't give me an option to, I mean, if you could, like, if my card, quote unquote, declined, you didn't even give me an option to even update the card. And they said, well, unfortunately, it's expired. Honestly, that rubbed me. That rubbed me some type of way today. It kind of pissed me off. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but that rubbed me the wrong way. It felt like they took something from me, and I don't like that shit. If I can find that stupid email, but it's fine. I'll never do business with you Profit ever again, no matter what the account they have. Never again will I do you business with you Profit. They're a bunch of scammers over there. They don't pay you out, and then on top of that, they didn't honor the account that I had on rebill, so that kind of pissed me off. But they were saying that they reviewed the account subscription. The payment could not be completed due to a failure or a block on your payment method. What the fuck does that mean? As they can see on their end, their systems no longer allow manual payments or the reactivation of accounts that have already been deactivated. Mind you, the day is not even over. This is how I know they're just saying this shit. They probably put this in chat GBT and sent it to me. The day is still the 15th. They could have, if there was a problem that they wanted to resolve, they could have resolved it, but they didn't. It's still, I mean, we still got like 3 hours in this day, and yet they canceled the account. And so I looked at the dashboard, and sure enough, they straight up canceled that shit. So they didn't want me to trade that account. They didn't want it. And unfortunately, and then they had the nerve to say, you can try one of our other accounts. With what card, bitch? With what card? The same one that you said it was blocked? You want me to use that card? You want me to use that same card you said that was blocked? Like, these people, it's fucking scammers, dude. So unfortunately, my swing accounts are gone. And I'm sad about that. You said poker has a lot in common with trading. Like, how so? Because I mean, I'll look into it. Like I said, like these card games, I definitely, like I said, I'm definitely enjoying watching them. I do find myself binge watching a lot of these guys play online. But that's fine. I think. Well, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That is fine. So yeah, like I said, I think we see a move up to 600 tomorrow on SPY, and that's when I think we will see a move in either direction, because this is the daily chart on SPY. This is 600 right here, and that's begging for price to come up, and I'm pretty sure there's sellers here. What I think is going to probably happen is that we're going to probably get a break through 600. You get the bulls excited thinking that this is a breakout, and then we're going to probably see that move down. I'm going to watch the dark pools tomorrow to see if they start selling, or if I start to see some liquidity add up around 600 if we get there. Because if they mean this, if they really want to pull back and retest this, if they want to pull back and retest that high, I want to see some proof of that, because we still got this block of liquidity right here. We got our confirmation candle right here. So that tells me that this right here is nothing but sell orders resting in this area. So when price taps into this, I do expect to see a move down. I do expect to see that, because technically SPY is in a downtrend as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, I was actually watching a video of this dude saying that he got, or that he gets kicked out of casinos. He can't go to a couple of casinos because he was counting cards. I'm sitting here thinking, why is that against the rules? Why can I not count the cards? Why? Is it because it'll give me an edge against the house? Is that why they don't want it? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic there, but yeah. Yeah. The casinos, just like the market, is only there to usurp your wealth and put it in their pockets, not the other way around. It's crazy that they'll let you lose your life savings, the ring that your grandma gave to you to give to your, you know, your first wife. They'll take all that crap. But when you're on a win streak, they tell you that you're done. They tell you to go home and that you can't come back. We only want you to lose money around here. I don't know why I thought about Apex when I said that. Why? I thought exactly about Apex when I said that shit. He says, my grandma gave me that chain. He says, well, it's my chain now. It's my chain now. But I want to show y'all guys something that I saw on the Nasdaq today. And I was riding this trend up. I was able to catch this move. I mean, I was in micros because in one of the accounts I started I started gambling, and I only have like maybe $600 of drawdown in it, so I have to trade micros. I was able to get $800 with this move, But the one thing that I saw today was that this trend line right here, and that this hidden trend line right here. So you had your original trend where the bulls were obviously bouncing off of, and I was using this trend line and I rode it up to about 450. I was kind of telling everybody in the Think with Bookmap chat that, yeah, 450 is probably where we'll see that rejection. We'll probably see the first rejection at 430 and then 450. But this hidden channel right here, this hidden trend line where this low touching this low right here, you can see that once I saw that they broke that, this is when I knew that we was going to get that move down. Once they broke that trend line right there. And in tonight's NA meeting, we talked about 445 going to be a potential high to look out for. And they got to 448. So I'm glad with that. And the ES as well. Shit, we damn near called the top on ES as usual. I mean, ES is kind of easy to trade. It's not that hard. But I am looking for S1. Actually, yeah. I am looking for S1 right here for the bulls to defend. If we get the bulls to defend this level right here, we're going to probably see a retest of 990. And at that retest of 990, 985-ish, that's where the bulls are definitely going to have to fight some resistance if we see that move down. And this will probably happen after. So if it doesn't happen overnight, if we see the market continue to move up, depending on how they want to play this shit, depending on how they want to play it tomorrow with options, if we see a move down, then I think that we can probably see a continuation up. But if they continue to trade it higher overnight and the market opens around that 600 level with SPY, I'm going to be very skeptical about that. And I'm not going to trust longs. Because I believe that's where the market wants to go. There's no point for the market to do a full-fledged reversal here. I mean, yeah, we could come back to 143 for sure, but I really don't see a point for them to come back here. If their market objective is to go higher. I mean, but if this is the top and we're going lower and then we're going to just chop and then we potentially break through this level, then okay. But I mean, if the objective is to continue to go higher, I guess it just wouldn't really make sense. Because I mean, we see this behavior from the Nasdaq all the time. Once the market has its objective, it doesn't unnecessarily pull back. It continues on, and then we see that full-fledged reversal down. The market the Nasdaq continuously do this. The ES though broke out above that trend. The ES has officially broken out of its downward trend. We still haven't made a higher high above 645, but we've broken out of that trend line. And it does appear that the bulls have found support. It does look like it does appear that we have found support right here on the ES. So we'll definitely see what happens tomorrow. We'll definitely have to see. Yeah, I definitely don't see why. Definitely don't see why. I swear this damn thing. Okay. Another area that I was looking for that it does appear that, so I was looking for them to sweep this low at 86. But I think they're going to probably break through that. I think they're going to potentially break through that. Yeah, this is why I don't really particularly care for Asia. Damn, is Nvidia going back to 135? Okay, so uh let's talk about Nvidia. Nvidia, ever since that conference, Nvidia, I think the smoke and mirrors with Nvidia is gone. We watched that conference here on this stream. What I took from it, and this is my opinion, what I took from it was that Nvidia was trying to do, or at that conference, it appeared that Nvidia was trying to do what Facebook failed to do, but called it something else. Obviously, Meta changed its name because it was trying to create a virtual world, a metaverse. And it seemed like Nvidia was talking about doing the same thing or doing something similar, saying that their chips is going to be what powers AI and what takes us into the future, is going to be doing this and doing that. They were showing avatars and CGI videos and using buzzwords. A same thing like calling that supercomputer, when anybody that's in the technology field that knows that it basically is basically your phone connecting to a cloud that provides the data. He made it seem like that small little box had the same power of a server farm. Our supercomputers, they have so many processors in it. And when he said that crap, I was like, I can't believe he said that shit. And then he says, yeah, it connects to a cloud. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's connecting to a cloud. And I think when other people saw that, it was like, okay, this is a whole bunch of bullshit. And Nvidia hasn't been performing ever since that conference. It's been trading in the $6 range. All the other Magnificent Seven stocks flew today except for Nvidia. I saw some bearish flow for Nvidia. They're hitting at 136 on Nvidia. So either they're buying the top of this move or they're selling it. I do think that if these are buys at 136, then we can get up here to 140. But if these are sells, then it was 125 was that level last week. 125, 120. So I don't think Nvidia is no longer the market's darling, at least for right now. At least for right now, it's not, because nobody's buying it. Everybody is selling out of it. Or not everybody. I received the email today, and that's what I was like, oh shit, it might pump. This email was telling me, and I sent this to Smith. So basically this email is claiming that Nvidia, the owner has sold 4.4 million shares in the last year. Some partners sold about 63 millions of the shares, and then some other people have sold millions of their shares. And we can definitely see that, yeah, they're selling it. They're definitely selling it, and Nvidia hasn't had a big pump yet. So the crazy thing is, I mean, it hit demand. It hit a demand area, and we only got a $6 pump from that area. Now this is black box stocks. Black box stocks. So we'll see what happens with Nvidia today. I closed my calls yesterday. My calls only went up, so I bought them at 20. They went up $10 at the end of the day, and I sold 2 yesterday morning, and I let one run until the end of the day, and it only went up to 44 cents or $44. So I only made $24 in that move. And I'll never buy Nvidia again, or for the foreseeable future, until it starts acting right. I mean, we talked about how the premium for Nvidia was so cheap. That should have been the first sign. I was wondering why it was so cheap. I was like, man, this shit's cheap. Let me get me a couple of these. I was able to purchase 3 140 calls on Nvidia. They were like $20. That should have been the first sign right there. So even though this thing went up to 136, my 140 calls at the end of, or at like 1 o'clock, and these expire on Friday, mind you. So it had plenty of time to expire. They only went up $24. My 140 calls. And I bought them when price was at 130 yesterday before the market closed. That's why I was like, man, I'm about to make some money with these Nvidia calls. But no, I didn't. So all right. But I was able to profit 5x my SPY calls though. I should have bought the Qs instead of freaking Nvidia. I should have bought the Qs, because the Qs, just like SPY, had this big massive move from the lows of yesterday. It was like at what? The lows of 14th, the 13th, it had a low of around 500. The 14th. So yesterday the lows were at 501, and this thing shot up. So at the market open, before the market open, this thing shot up $14. I should have bought Qs, man. Should have bought some Q calls instead of Nvidia. Like 520s, probably like 520s. You can probably see a move to 520 on Qs, possibly. Or maybe about, yeah, like 520. I mean, it got to, yeah, 517. So we might see a move up to like 520. And we're going to have to see what the market does from there. Yeah, I think from now on, I'm just going to only trade Qs and SPY. Can't afford Tesla calls. Tesla was super expensive, but they would have paid. Yeah, Tesla had a big jump from yesterday. And I saw that they were hitting Tesla all day at 421. Or that was today. I guess they didn't have the Didn't have it from yesterday. Let's see. Well, yeah, I don't think I can do it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe I can. Maybe like 113, 114. I guess it won't let me show it. But yeah, they were hitting Tesla all day yesterday. And obviously we can see why. You had that big move up from Tesla all the way from 392 and it reached the highs of 420, 29, almost 430. Yeah, Tesla's going to probably go to 450 right here. Right here at that breaker structure down, 450. You can probably see that tomorrow or probably on Friday. Yeah, I probably won't do that. I mean, we can look at the premium. Oh yeah, I bought some 0 DTE 601 calls for tomorrow, just in case. It was only $5, so I spent $25 on the 600s. And this is the one from earlier. I mean, so far this, I think the highs of this was like $1, so I lost $40 in this. I only spent $20 on these, so I mean, I'm still in profit even though it has fallen from its highs. I mean, the max that I've seen was at like $1. But let's look at Tesla. Yeah, the premium on this thing is still stupid high. This is how you know Tesla's back in game, because before all this, I mean, shit. I mean, obviously in the money was expensive, but once you go out of the money a little bit, it was, I mean, well, shit. They were cheap enough for me to buy, because I'm not going to buy 470s on Tesla. That's basically giving your money away. $450 calls right now are $2. And shit, that's a gamble. That's a gamble right there. But let's actually look to see how much. Yeah, the premium on Tesla is stupid high. I mean, you're still paying $1 even at 510. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy premium right there. I mean, yeah, this is 9 days of until expiration, but 510, that's crazy. Let's look at Meta. Because Meta shot up today too with TikTok, man. I think Meta might actually be. Let's actually look at that, because we might see a jump. So let's look at this real quick. Let's look, because we might see a jump after TikTok gets banned. Obviously, Meta's going to jump. I mean, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that's not going to happen, or to know that will happen. We're going to see a jump in Meta. You're going to see more people on Instagram. We might actually see Snap actually pop. Let's see where Snap's at. I think Snap will be the better play, because the premium is going to be cheap. You probably might get a $2 move, but then this premium does suck. That does suck. Let's actually look at that real quick. Let's look at that. Because as soon as they ban TikTok, these stocks will move. But Meta is going to probably be obviously to be the biggest one. Okay, never mind. Snap doesn't move. Snap doesn't move. Look at Meta. $630. Mm. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised by that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Meta break out after this week. Would not be surprised by that. 6:30. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 6:30 is the biggest. Okay. That makes sense. Let's actually look to see how much 6:30 calls cost. If I get them for 2 days, if I get them for Friday, I mean, they're cheap. I'll buy them. They're cheap. I'll buy it. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, if they're like $30, then I'll buy it for tomorrow. For a lotto, I mean, a lotto. Yeah, never mind. 6:30s are $2.80, and I'm not spending that much money on options, especially not with 2 days left to expiry. That's straight up gambling. If I think that Meta is going to go to 6:30, obviously you would sell calls here. Let's actually see how much that will cost. If I sell calls, where is it at? Where's my put spread at? Option, vertical. This has definitely been. Okay, so where the hell is that? Is it verticals? Okay, yeah. Okay, so it was a vertical. All right, so if I were to sell this, yeah, I mean, I think this is exactly why I stopped selling premium, because this is exactly why I stopped selling it. Premium sucks. Yeah, I had it wrong. I had it wrong. I mean, in order to sell, so the strategy that I found to be with selling options is obviously XBX. I mean, if you're selling options, you might as well do it with XBX. If you're doing 0 DTEs, I mean, I never liked the win to loss. I can lose 200 and only make 45. Like, that sucks. That's why I stopped selling options. This is a winning strategy. You win over time. And like I said, I built a $500 account to or $1,000 account to 6K selling options, but yeah, this is where the money is at on XBX, selling XBX options, 0 DTEs. You lose 320 to potentially make 180. Mm. He says an American will buy TikTok. Shit. I mean, they was talking about Elon Musk trying to buy it. Or TikTok is, they specifically name drop Elon Musk to buy it. I mean, he is an American platform with Twitter or with X. Technically, he would fit the criteria to buy it. But I'm pretty sure they won't let Elon buy TikTok. They wouldn't let him do it. They thought he was trolling when he bought Twitter. They thought he was trolling. And he straight up bought it. And they've hated him ever since, which I don't get. Why you let him buy it? with the amount of money that Twitter was making, or not, with their quote unquote donations, with all the invested interest that was in Twitter and the political tool that is Twitter, I'm surprised like they let them buy it. Like it's I feel like, I mean, if you're gonna be a low key dictator, and you know that Twitter is the most powerful political tool on earth right now, why would you let that go? Why? And then they try to replace it with threads, but nah, you kind of need the toxicity for a social media platform to thrive. Unfortunately, you're trying to make it a safe space for people. That's not what people want. People just want attention to. They want to feel offended so they can cry out and feel like a victim and get attention. If they're in an environment where that's not happening, then what I tend to see happen is that usually if the group, the collective, if they're not going after somebody, as an example, Trump, then they start to eat each other. And after Harris lost the election, you saw it from within with Biden. You saw how they was attacking Biden. You saw how they was attacking all of the Democrats. You had people leave the party and turn Republican. It's a behavior that's old as time. If they don't have a common enemy, they just eat themselves. And that type of behavior, that's exactly why no one really goes on threads and stays on there. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's crazy that the market literally has not moved yet. We're barely getting any movement. I mean, it's obvious that that it's highly likely that we're going to see lower prices on this. I wouldn't, if you're going to go long on this, well, let's go to Nasdaq. If you're going to go long on this, keep your stops tight. Because, I mean, we got a double top. We got the bears failing to take out that high. We got the price slowly grinding to the downside. And if we see a break of this structure right here at 372, 370-ish, I mean, potentially we could see a bounce here. We could. Right here. Because obviously with this block of liquidity right here, we got the 200 EMA. But my only concern would be is that if they break structure and if they don't reclaim this level and the bears pile in on that level, on that break, and we see a downward move, well, then my bias will shift from being somewhat bullish, neutral, to start looking for shorts. For shits and giggles, I want to see what that looks like. So we draw it from that low. Probably like draw from that low. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see. And so let's see what happens with this. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna still keep it right there though, because that's highly likely to happen. Ooh. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. I'll keep it like that. I mean, shit, we all know that eventually it's gonna come. If you see a break right there. Hmm. JT says that. So JT, why did you buy AMD 30 days out? You said that you bought AMD. Mark Cuban is, I mean, he completely destroyed his reputation. I don't know why he would do that. I have no clue why. I don't know if he was being blackmailed or I don't know. I mean, he completely ruined his reputation. I really don't know why he would do something like that. Why? Honestly, I wonder why the Democrats feel that, or their campaign. Why did they feel that we would listen to Mark Cuban and his opinion? I mean, we watch him on Shark Tank, yeah, but outside of that, why do we care about his political views? Why? Or why was that the? I mean, I wonder if they had like some sort of data that they was looking at saying that, hey, Mark Cuban is the guy that's going to tip the scales in our favor. And I don't understand why he did that to himself. He did that to his brain. He did that to himself. He literally he destroyed his brain, which is like the craziest thing in the world to me. I think after he passed up on that, well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Ring is only successful because Amazon bought it. And that's the only reason why it's successful. I mean, Amazon could have built their own infrastructure like that, but that guy already had it built, so they bought it. That's what tech companies do. They have the resources to do these things themselves, but what they like to do is to acquire already businesses that are already established, erase the original brand and put their name on it. That's what these tech companies like to do. They don't, from what I understand, it's the way, or at least the psychology is that they hire the best people so these guys don't go out and compete with them. Because you got to think it from their perspective. These tech companies overthrew and outperforms boomer companies like Coke, established companies that's been around for years. These tech companies came out of nowhere, not only outgrew these companies, but have so much influence on the world that we live in today. So they know firsthand that somebody in their garage can think of something new and overtake them. So because they understand that, they go out and they acquire companies and they put them in their little their box so they can go out and compete with them. So they can maintain their dominance. But that's why Ring is successful. So it's not like Mark Cuban was stupid. I mean, it was just that at the time it was like why would the world need that? Amazon needs it. Because we all know what Amazon is doing. And so that's why it's successful. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, yeah, anyway, like, as I was watching that happen and play out in real time, I was like, wow, I wonder why he's doing that. They probably have something on him or something like that. So you about 124s, 30 days out. What AMDs? Let's look at that. Damn, even AMD performed better than Nvidia today. That's crazy. From yesterday to today. That's crazy. Or yeah, even AMD. Oh my god, dude. Nvidia should be ashamed of itself. From the lows of yesterday, so oh okay, so they jumped up like $6. It jumped up $6. 124s, 121, 126, 125. I mean, because I think that's a good buy. I mean, if we get a dip back down to 119 for a potential break out of that range, and the bulls buying that retest, add to the position right here and see if they hold it. Because I mean, if they hold above that, I mean, the only place for a price to go is up. I mean, we do got this block of liquidity right here, and that's around like 120, 122. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, if price trades into this area, knowing AMD, we'll probably see a move back down to that area. And you can possibly buy it, probably like chop around, because AMD doesn't really move like that. So I can understand why you went 30 days out, because AMD doesn't move. Not that volatile. But yeah, we can break out of this range. Yeah, sure. You can start seeing them higher prices. And I mean, the next level of resistance on AMD will be around 127. And you can see that's where the orders are right there. So, I mean, this thing is definitely not getting past 127 without a drop. I mean, you got that drop right there, right at 127, right where they were selling it at. So as soon as price taps into this, we'll definitely see a rejection from there. And it's going to probably reject right back into this range. Yeah, I think you should be good, bro. You should be. But just prepare yourself that you might experience some heat when price trades into that area right there. Yeah. AMD is definitely more affordable. I used to day trade AMD options all the time. And then I found SPY and I never looked back to AMD. I never looked back. It's like, what, SPY? What? What? This thing moves? Honestly, looking back, I don't know how the hell I was successful trading day trading options when I literally did not have no clue what the hell I was doing. No clue. I didn't know how the markets was moving. I didn't know where I was buying at. I would look at the chart and buy it and just hope that it goes up. That's it. And that's when AMD was a mover. And like I said, I don't even know how the hell I was successful, because looking back, I was like, damn, I literally was gambling back then. I would buy a high, not knowing, not even looking at the chart, just buying. Excuse me. And hoping that it goes up. It worked out, but yeah, that's the one thing about ignorance. For whatever reason, when you're ignorant and blissful of something, stuff tends to work out until you start learning about what you're doing. And it's like, how the hell did I ever get away with that? Like, how? How did I get away with that? I literally bought the top and it kept going. Like, how did I get away with that? How did I get away with that? Uh, mm. You said with options, it was the right place at the wrong time for you. Why you say that, Alfred? Okay. Yeah, I probably won't. I probably won't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I keep trying to tell Smith. Options is not about spot price. It's about momentum. I mean, shit, price can literally be your contract can be in the money, and depending on volatility and time to expiry, yeah, the premium on options is what matters, not the price. I mean, shit, if you bought out of the money calls and there was enough volatility, like let's say you bought the bottom, let's say like as an example, like for SPY, like if you bought 339s on SPY and or if you bought 380s on SPY and it bounces at 339 and you bought 380s. The goal is not necessarily to get it in the money. If you get it in the money, then yeah, it's great because you'll get more money. But the volatility is going to raise the premium of these 380 calls. And once the volatility runs down and it starts to grind its way up, there's times where your contract will be worth more during the volatility versus when it actually gets into the money. And that's something that I had to learn because I hated the fact that like probably on the last day of my contract, price would get into the money and then the premium would just suck because all the premium's gone. I mean, sometimes to make the money in options, if you buy far out of the money, in order to get your money's worth, you needed to exceed and go further out of the money for these sometimes. And then sometimes when it does all that, depending on how much premium and time you have left on those contracts, that big move could just be break even. So I was like, man, that's why selling options is more profitable than buying options because all you got to do is wait for the time to run out and you'll get your premium. But you already saw how much you're risking on one contract on XBX at the money. You're risking $320 to make $180. Nah, I'm good on that. I mean, you can always roll your options, yeah, but yeah, you have to put more money into the position. And you don't know if you're rolling it, if it's going to be, yeah, you just have to either accept, I guess it's really better to accept the loss. I mean, because you can keep rolling and rolling and rolling. You just keep adding money and money and money into it. Damn. Where they force you to buy at? I mean, we'll see tomorrow. I mean, shit, Nvidia might surprise us probably. And it might, but yeah, I mean, I think Nvidia's done. I think it's done. Flow, pre-market, scan, blah, blah. Options. Huh. Yeah, they're sweeping puts on Nvidia. They're sweeping puts, and Nvidia went up today, and they're sweeping puts on this damn thing. All right, so, so these expire tomorrow. All right, never mind, my bad. These are SPY. Hold on, what? They bought SPY puts? Say it ain't so. They're gonna they bought SPY puts. So that those we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. So now I know that I should get the hell out tomorrow. If this thing goes up to 600, I'm getting out. They bought 595 or 594 puts. they was actually selling them. You see they're coming up with 555, 570s prints on SPY. You can see that, I mean, if you was looking at this thing at 730, you knew that price was going to jump. They bought 586s exactly at 730. But they was sneaking in 591s, 591. They were sneaking these orders in at the highs. So you have to ask yourself, are they buying the highs or are they selling them? And then shit, it looks like they're sweeping puts now too. So they're sweeping puts. Yeah, I mean, they're sweeping puts, man. They've been sweeping puts all day. So what does that mean? So they was buying puts, long-term puts, as this thing was going up today. These expire January 30th, or we got some expiring tomorrow, or some expire today. But I was looking at these expire January 31st. And I think that's right around FOMC. You got some more expiring January 30th. You got some 590 puts and they were sweeping them. So NVIDIA, let's look at NVIDIA and see what they was doing with NVIDIA. So let's actually look at the weeklies. I really don't care what they doing long term, because like I said, I'm not buying any more NVIDIA call options or puts if they're just gonna suck. I'll just buy Qs. I mean, so for the most part, I mean, we got mixed data. I mean, they're buying puts and they're buying calls. They got some 139 calls, but they've got some 135 puts. And they've been kind of sweeping them as price been going up. So, Just where do I see support on NVIDIA? Shit, honestly with NVIDIA, if this doesn't hold, I mean, if they break through this, oh, this is SPY, my bad, or Meta, my bad. I thought I still had it on NVIDIA. If they break through this, I mean, NVIDIA just, I mean, I think NVIDIA is going to hold. I don't think it's going to move. It doesn't look like it wants to. 130, I mean, we was talking about 130. I think what, all last week I bought puts 120 or 125 puts, 127 puts. And it got to 130. Yeah. Where's it at? Yeah, I got to 130. And then we saw this bounce and then it dropped. And then it bounced again. I mean, I'm going to make the assumption that if we lose 130, and then the next area would obviously be the 200 EMA. But I saw that they was hitting 125 a lot. 125 and 120. So We could see a move down to 125, 120, but obviously price has hit a support area, but I think it might just slowly grind up. I highly doubt that we'll get it above 145-ish. I do see a lot of people at 140. But based on this, I don't think it's going to get above 145. Not with this big giant red candle like that. Because they're going to want to come back up. They're going to retest this high. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be sell orders right here. So it's going to probably come right back down. But we're just going to have to see. Nvidia is no longer the market darling, apparently. Shit, at one point, Nvidia was so strong. All it did was trend up every day. That's all it did. It's just trend. Now you can see that it's losing steam. You see how it's just hugging, rotating. We're not getting any more strength moves anymore. It's just stagnant. This is what day was this? So since this last candle, so since June 2024 is when Nvidia lost all of its momentum, because basically price has traded in this big giant range. Versus it super trending. I mean, that's all Nvidia did was trend. And now it's trading in a range. So we'll see what happens with Nvidia. Will Nvidia break out, or will we see a move to the downside on Nvidia? And price is literally in a matrix right now. Probably not. I mean, I probably would have to probably just rethink it. Probably just rethink it. I mean, hopefully we get to 600 and make my calls happy. Okay, so kind of recap before we get off stream today. So both or all of my levels for the NA meetings tonight, they hit. We got the short from, I was looking at 445 for the short. We got to 447 and we got that move down. So that was a winner from the NA meetings tonight. And we got that short at 602, which that was a winner on the NA meetings tonight as well. Like I said, I think 977 will be an area of interest on the ES. I do think that we're going to get a market, or we're going to get a reaction from the market at this level. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on this level for tomorrow, going into tomorrow's stream. And for the Nasdaq, I am looking at this level right here, or this range between 340, 315, 320-ish. I do want to see how the market reacts in this area, because we got this low right here that I think the market wants to protect. But if we do see the market begin to trend down tomorrow, my focus will be to buy the retest of around 121, 140. I mean, that would be a crazy drop, but I mean, if that's what the market gives us tomorrow, this is an area where I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on for the Nasdaq 143 or around somewhere around this level to buy that retest. And for the ES, I mean, like I said, the ES, at least for right now, has found support at the top of this trend line. We could see price come right back into it. But if we do see the market trend down, 918 will be the area that I look for a long going into tomorrow, if we see that drop. But I'm in this stream here. I do appreciate those that join, and we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning and we'll make some more money or earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.